Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another ManDem United podcast, a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, people. Big up to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV, everyone who's been supporting from the start of this year. Obviously, this year has been a great start to the channel. Everyone who supported last year and everyone who's been supporting from the beginning or whenever you started watching, much love to everybody. You're all as important as each other. So big love to everyone who's supporting. You lot help the city continue to run. So much appreciated. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back after the live, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Let's get up to double figures. Let's get up to 10 likes. Let's start there. Make sure you do that. Share across all the socials as well. You can go to the Sarcasm City TV socials. The links for everything is underneath in the description as well. So please retweet and like on Twitter, share from your Instagram, and just as important, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Subscribe is road to 5K here. And big up to everyone who's listening on the audio platforms when I upload this afterwards. So yeah, Ivorian won't be here, but he'll be back on Friday, people. But I'm still gonna deliver a show. I was gonna have a special guest on, but they couldn't make it. But the hashtag the show must go on. So like I say, get your questions in. And as you can see here, JOAO Felix, a big miss by Manchester United. So that's what I will be discussing, what I'll be discussing with you lot and getting the thoughts and feelings of Manchester United fans and non-Manchester United fans who show up as well. So for me, is it a big miss? No, I wouldn't go as far. So the sky is not falling. I don't think it's a big miss. However, if we don't sign anybody, I think it's a miss. That's what I will say on it. If we don't go and get a Giroud, if we don't go and get a Weghorst, a Depay, another number 9, because it's so important we get a 9. It's so important. Like I was asking this question yesterday and no one couldn't answer me. And maybe one of you lot in the chat can answer me. We have one striker. We have one senior striker in Anthony Martial. He's injury prone. We all know this. Who plays up front if he gets injured? I said this yesterday. I was on Doing the Most, I believe. I said, say he gets injured for 2 months. I say hypothetically he goes down and touch wood, it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But say he gets injured from the 10th of January for 2 months till the 10th of March. Who plays up front for us during that period? You put Rashford through the middle. So you're taking our most informed attacker and our best attacker currently and playing him out of position. Then what? Are you playing Eriksen false 9? Who is one of our best 6s and definitely our best 8 and our best ball progressor. Who else? So Bruno, who, as much as I don't rate him as a 10, is a better 10 than he is a false 9. That's what I will say. He's better out wide. He's better out wide right and better in the 10 than he is as a 9 or a false 9. So you're taking Bruno out of his position. Then if Bruno actually moves out of position, who then plays in the 10? Because Donny's currently injured. So then what do? You play Casemiro next to a Fred or McTominay and then push Eriksen in the 10. So then you'll take, who plays up front? Because even Chris says it there, Rashford, I think. So like it goes back to what I was saying, we're moving our most informed attacker and our best attacker currently and playing him out of position. And that's where we're at. And we all know at some point Martial is going to get injured. We're all fully aware that Anthony Martial at some point is going to come down with some form of injury. He's not fully fit now. He's not fully fit now. We seen him walk down the tunnel last Tuesday when we played Bournemouth. And then Friday he went off early as well. And I believe Ten Hag, don't quote me on this, but Ten Hag said something about we're managing his minutes. So we need a striker. So back to the original point is JOAO Felix, if we don't sign anybody, is a miss. I don't think it's a big miss because I had my reservations about JOAO Felix, even though I would have signed him on loan, is because of his lack of physicality. I've said this before and I say this again. If you are not physical, if you are not athletic, if you're not pace and power as an attacking player in 2023, your other attributes have to be exceptional. Because when you look at all the top players in the Premier League, at the top teams or the top players in Europe, they are pace and power, they and are athletic and are physical. That's why the Weghorst thing, I'm all for. 6'6". That is a unit. Like, get the ball in the mix. So like I said, he gives us a different option off the bench. I know people are against it, but I'm fully not against it, not in the slightest. Give it to Mike. He says, no, not a miss, considering Felix isn't scoring goals for Atletico. It's not a miss, but what I will say is I don't look at Atletico, Mikey, and go, yeah, nobody scores goals there. I think you could put prime Ronaldinho there and he wouldn't score goals at Atletico. I don't believe so. Simply because of Atletico and the way they play in Diego Simeone. It's not a place for attackers to thrive. Who thrives there? Griezmann don't thrive there. Felix don't thrive there. None of the other strikers, none of the 10s, none of the attacking 8s, none of the wing backs. Nobody thrives there from an offensive standpoint. But we need to sign a striker. It's vitally, but not just a striker, but we need a striker. 100%. Big up to Dennis as well. Says big up Flawless and the crew. Big up to you. Big up to Chris, who says big up to you. Don't forget, link is in the pinned comment for the membership as well, people. So make sure you check it out. Link is in the pinned comment for the membership, and I will be doing a members Q&A on Twitch Friday, people. So if you want to join the members Q&A on Twitch, you have to sign up to the membership. Make sure you check out the tiers and all the great perks on there, including how to get on Q&As on the Twitch, how to get on Q&As on the YouTube, how for your comment and question on Q&As on the YouTube to take priority, like a super chat. And of course, if you super chat as well on any show, people, I get straight to it. So anyone who drops any super chats, I'll stop what I'm talking about. I get straight to the question that you asked. Big up to Chris as well. Says big up Flawless, regards from Cyprus. Hey, large up, man, large up. Chris says, I question his mentality now, joining 10th place Chelsea. It makes no sense to me. I said this. When I was asked about this on Battle of the North, I said, you either go Arsenal or Manchester United. They are currently better projects over a 6-month period than Chelsea. Like, if he was going Chelsea and it was a permanent deal and it was 3-4 years down the line, maybe he has been sold on a project. But over this 6-month period, why would you go Chelsea over Arsenal and Manchester United? The only thing I can think of, well, 2 things is money, Champions League. Because they're the only 2 things that I can look at and go, that you go Chelsea. Chelsea are not going to win the Premier League. They've gone out of the FA Cup. They've gone out of the Carabao Cup. They're unlikely to win the Champions League. So why are you going there? Yes, you go there and start for them 110%. But you come to Manchester United, there is a little bit more. Well, there is more competition for places through the middle, but it's just one man in Martial. Arsenal as well, it's just one guy with Jesus, because JOAO Felix is better than Nketiah. So maybe it's a competition thing, and he looked like, I don't want to be, I've been at Atletico Madrid and been in such a bad situation, and I don't really want to compete with anyone, because 110% he starts for Chelsea. Like, that's without doubt. He doesn't necessarily 110% start for Manchester United, even though I believe he'd get a lot of game time because of the amount of games that are coming up. He doesn't necessarily start for Arsenal, but again, they have a lot of games coming up. They're in the FA Cup, they're in the Premier League, they're in the Europa League as well. Same with Manchester United. We're in the FA Cup, we're in the Premier League, we're in the Europa League, we're also in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we're playing tonight as well. So that's how I'm looking at it. Large up the spike that we just got. Let's bump up them likes. All right, we're at 16. Let's get up to 30 people. Let's double that. Well, just under double that. So let's jump that up. Let's get that to 30 likes. Large up to my guy Jez. All the mods. Get everybody liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff, please. But yeah, I do question his mentality. 100% I question his mentality. Actually, tell a lie. I don't question his mentality. I question his decision making. I just don't get it over a 6-month period. I don't. And I believe we've just been raided. So shout out to my guy Lewis if everyone's just joined over from the raid. Big up to you lot. Again, keep the questions Manchester United related, please. Keep it Manchester United related. Of course, if you ask a good question about another team, I'll answer the question. Camille says, Flawless, I know we're struggling, but don't you think we are still attractive because of the status as a big club with 2 Champions Leagues and we are based in Southwest London? Oh no, Chelsea, don't get me wrong. Players will still want to go to Chelsea. Like, I'll run jokes and run bants about Chelsea, but Chelsea is still an attractive proposition. But currently, right now, for 6 months, Chelsea are not a more attractive proposition than Manchester United or Arsenal. They're just not, especially as an attacking player. You telling me JOAO Felix can't displace Gabriel Jesus? Arsenal's season looks more promising. They're in the Premier League title race. They're still in the Europa League. They're still in the FA Cup. Manchester United in the Premier League. Well, I don't think we're in the title race. We're in the Premier League, high up in the Premier League, playing well. Europa League is still there. FA Cup is still there. Carabao Cup is still there. Chelsea, what are you looking at? It's like just Champions League. So have you gone there just solely for Champions League? To me, that makes no sense. That's what I would say. To me, that makes 0 sense. Big up True Blue, who says big up Flawless. Camille says big up Flawless. 2023 is your year, brother. I hope so, man. I'm trying. That's what I'm attempting to do. Give it to Mike. He says signing a 4-year extension with Atletico is part of the loan deal, so he's not looking to leave permanently. So why would you not just? So maybe he just looked at game time. If that is the case, he just thought, where can I guarantee 110% I'm getting game time and I'm first choice, no competition asked, no questions asked. And that is Chelsea. So maybe he's looked at it that way because he starts for them again. But you telling me you can't displace Nketiah, Jesus, or Martial with all the talent you have? I'd back myself if I'm a talented footballer and I want to play at the top level. I'd be looking at those three and going, yeah, I can displace any of those three. I'll my guy Jez again, like I said. True Blue says, doesn't he replace Nketiah in the starting 11? Absolutely he does. Absolutely he does. Nketiah been doing this thing. I can't even deny they just need more depth there. Nketiah has, but I think he could. Chris says, I would definitely take both Weghorst and Memphis. We need options. I would definitely take them both too, 100%, without doubt. Isn't Felix cup-tied? That is a great question. Is he cup-tied for the Champions League? Let us know, people. Sammy Barnes says, question his mentality picking a harder project. That's why I don't question his mentality. I question him being sensible. Surely you pick the best project for you, not the tougher project. Like some things, like being tough sometimes is not the smart decision. That's like people be like, yo, I'll fight 6 men. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? In that, why would you fight 6 people? That makes no sense. But people want to be tough. That's dumb. People will go to an area and go, yeah, I'll fight 6 men. That's stupid. Why would you put yourself in a tougher situation? That's why I don't understand. The Chelsea situation is a tough situation, and you're already in one as well at Atletico Madrid. Why would you go to the 10th place team? Chelsea are clearly worse this season than both Manchester United and Arsenal. So something to me is not adding up. If I'm advising him, I'm saying go Manchester United or go Arsenal. They're the 2 better options, but each to their own. Chris says, if I'm him, I'm joining Arsenal trying to get a medal for the 6 months backing my talent. Back your talent. True Blue says, it's the money flawless, just like Casemiro. But surely Manchester United and Arsenal are offering big money. I can't imagine that the difference, because you're on the same wage anyway. So that being said, yeah, how can it be money? Unless it's bonuses. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, people. The bonuses matter in loan deals because you're going to get paid. Say he's on 250K a week. I'm not saying he's on that, but let's say hypothetically it is. You're going to get paid that regardless. It's between the 2 clubs who pays what. Like, is it 50-50? Is it 60-40, 70-30, etc., etc.? That's what it is. Chelsea bigger pull than United. What can I say? That's jokes. That's jokes. I said Potter pull unmatched. Jez says Jesus is better than Felix. I've not seen enough of Felix, but my point is, Jez, if you're JOAO Felix, you should be confident enough to displace Gabriel Jesus. That's what I would say. Where else we at? Chris says it's not harder to join a mid-table club aiming for Europa. It's much harder trying to get Arsenal for a title. It's a fair point. That's a fair point. And yo, these likes is not going up, people. Let's bump up the likes. I said 30 likes when all of you lot joined. So let's get that up. We're short. So let's get us up to 30 likes. None of this Chelsea attacker conversion rate, people. Jez says Chelsea are the only ones who are willing to pay the full wages and went in quick. He wasn't willing to wait. Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Usually out of the 3 clubs, Chelsea are the most desperate. As bad as United situation is, Chelsea's situation is worse. And when I say that, I'm just talking about the positions Manchester United are in. If you switch and put Chelsea in United's position and put United in Chelsea's position, I'd be here saying that about United. Like, we're in more dire straits. We're in more dire straits. Now I've seen what I've seen of that guy. He would have joined Arsenal to compete for Jesus, not to replace. But yeah, go compete with Jesus. You're telling me you're JOAO Felix. As much hype as there is around JOAO Felix, as much talent as he has, because we all agree that JOAO Felix is talented. Nobody disputes that JOAO Felix is talented. So therefore, go and compete with Jesus and Nketiah or Martial at Manchester United. I don't get it. 00300 says, I think he just needed new air. He's going to Chelsea because Simeone leaving at the end of the season. Maybe that's it. Maybe. Like I said, because he's not spoke, we're all just speculating, which is all well and good. That's why I'm not sat here saying what I'm stating is gospel. I'm legit just look from the outside looking in how I look at it, and I just don't understand him going Chelsea. Would I have took him at Manchester United? Absolutely, I said this. And that's why I'm saying United need to sign a striker. Ideally, 2. I would have took Felix and Weghorst, or Felix and Giroud, or Giroud and Weghorst, or you throw the pie in the mix. Any of those 4 who we got mentioned, I would have took 2 from that 4. Because we are so short. And we're a couple players away from really being able to compete and win things. A couple players away. We're 2 players away. Absolutely. We really getting that tall Dutch guy. I don't know about Weghorst. People have ran with it, and we are linked with him, and there is interest, but there's been no bid made. Same way with JOAO Felix. Same way with Gakpo. People are like, oh, you're in for JOAO Felix, you're in for Gakpo. Where was the offer? Were we interested? Yes. James said it on shout out to James Dixon on Phil podcast and Saeed channel. Shout out to Saeed Andy Tate, and he was like, "I'm interested in Megan Fox. Does that mean I'm getting with Megan Fox? Does that mean I'm asking her out? No, he's just interested. There's a huge difference. Huge difference. Big up Black Diamond says the boy signed a contract extension before going on loan after hearing Simeone leaving at the end of the season. 2.2 million per month for a 5-month loan. With Simeone leaving, maybe that's why he's gone Chelsea. He's like, let me just get game time. Maybe. Again, this is all speculation. If Chelsea could come in last minute and get the player, you have to wonder what was really going on with United and Arsenal. United and Arsenal weren't really that interested. That's what it was. If you're that interested, you're going to make the bid. Of course, you'd be interested in JOAO Felix. That makes sense. But Arsenal or Manchester United, neither club actually made an official bid. Same way with United with Gakpo. There was no official bid made. Was there heavy interest? Yes. Same way we were heavily interested in the summer for Timber. And we didn't get him, and then we ended up getting Martinez. People forget Martinez was second choice. Timber was the first one we was linked with. I don't think we made a bid for Timber, but we were heavily linked with him. And then we didn't get him, and then we ended up getting Martinez instead. Look at C1, this guy here with the JOAO Felix prop. I'm gonna be watching Chelsea closely though. Is he available for the Fulham game? Or is he not? Or is he Palace on the weekend for you lot? Chris says, oh wow, I wouldn't want him for 5 months if you have no option to buy. I said in the ideal world, I would have liked an option to buy for JOAO Felix. However, I still would have took him without an option to buy. Because he could be the difference in us winning a trophy or not. Same way Weghorst could, same way Depay could, the same way Olivier Giroud could, or any striker we sign on loan. They could be the difference in us winning a Carabao Cup, a FA Cup, the Europa League. Because our squad is, I keep saying this, our squad is super, super thin. Yo, and we've hit 30 likes. Big up to you lot, but it's just under 90 of you lot locked in. Let's bump that up. Let's go 45. Let's go 45 likes, people. Let's bump up the likes if you haven't. I'm going to keep managing this all year round, every stream. So if you don't want me to shut up and just carry on talking about football, get us up to 45 likes expeditiously. Mods, I need you lot to let me know when we reach the milestone of 45 likes, please. Chris says, are we sure Ten Hag wanted Felix? He was interested, yes. I believe he was interested in Felix. But for whatever reason, we haven't made the bid. For whatever reason. Who knows what? Same with Gakpo. Was he interested in Gakpo? Yes. For whatever reason, we didn't make the bid with Gakpo. We didn't. 300 says, facts, we never wanted Felix on loan unless there was a buy clause. Don't forget we bid 100 million for him in the summer. That is facts. People do forget that we made a bid for him in the summer. People do forget. But for whatever reason, the deal might not have been right. The deal may have not been right. That's what it is. It might not have been that. True Blue says, so we can't blame Felix for making a decision instead of waiting for 2 other clubs who could potentially make a bid or may be interested. I don't blame him. It's not a blame thing. That's the wrong word. I don't blame him. I look at him and go, what are you rushing for? You have to this is a key decision in your career currently. This could resurrect your career and resurrect your reputation. Because if you have a cold loan spell and you're banging in goals, getting assists and look good, now in the summer, you're sought after. Now in the summer, more clubs are looking at you and you have a choice of even more clubs. Say he came to United. Let's say Abu came and he was on point. United is certainly interested. Arsenal, Chelsea, that's 3 clubs right there. That's 3 clubs. Spurs, if they get rid of Kane, that's an option. That could be 4. Never mind the Bayern Munich. That's 5 who are actually looking at striker. You know what I'm saying? That's 5 clubs off the top of my head. Messi looks like he's leaving PSG. That could be 6. Who's going to know what's going on with Mbappe and Neymar as well? So that's 6 clubs. And you're talking all top European clubs there that I just mentioned. All clubs that will most likely be in the Champions League next season and obviously offer you big money and will be aiming to win big trophies and just win trophies in general. So that's why I would have told him of wait. It's not like it's the 28th of January. It's not like it's the 28th of January and he's running out of time. But each to their own. Also, it doesn't sound like Atletico want him to let him go permanently. We'll soon find out. Black Diamond says 10 million loan option with no option to buy. That's the equivalent to CR7's salary. We could have afforded it. Yeah, we could have afforded it because the amount of money that we freed up in wages. Just Ronaldo alone, you got Ronaldo, then the summer you had Pogba, you had Mata, you had Matic, you had Lingard. That's 5 of our biggest earners, and I've probably forgot some. That's probably 2 million a week in wages. And yes, we've had a few players come in. Casemiro will be on big money, Ericsson, but that's it. Martinez won't be, Anthony won't be, etc., etc. Again, continue to get your questions in, people. He secured his future by signing a new contract. I can see it as a win-win for the players, to be fair. I don't know why he signed a new deal at Atletico. That I don't understand. You give all the power to them. One question: how long did he have left on his last deal, his previous deal at Atletico Madrid? He should have went out on loan and been like, I'm just gonna go out and ball out. And then if he would have balled out, then when he goes back to Atletico Madrid, he's negotiating from a position of power. He's then the A side in negotiations. If he goes to United, Arsenal, or Chelsea, and he's absolutely on fire, you're sought after. Now Atletico Madrid have to pay you more. Now the new manager, whoever that is more likely going to want you in his plans. But who knows? The new manager might not like him. I'm saying the new manager might not like him. Jez says, to be fair, PSG said they're not interested in him and he didn't want them. It was always going to be a Premier League team. No, Jez, I'm not talking about in January. I'm talking like summer. I'm just talking hypothetically in the summer, not right now. That's what I meant in regards to that. Because if he was here and came to Old Trafford or the Emirates or the Bridge, where it looks like he's going and he's on fire, you're negotiating from a position of power going back. Oh, it was just a year extension. All right, fair. How come he did the year extension? I don't get it. How long did he have left on his current deal? That's what I want to know. If it's a year extension, when was this previous deal going to finish? Was it 2023? Was it this year? Was it 24? 300 said that kid needs to fire his agent. I wouldn't do all that. The brown envelopes, let's have it right. We're saying Felix would not want to join the Premier League side. Who are the brown envelopes, Godfrux? I keep hearing this phrase. Who are the brown envelopes? Somebody please elaborate and tell me who they are and what exactly that means. Because I see that phrase banded around a lot. And I don't understand it. I'm legit asking. I don't know. See? So it was till 2026. Why sign a new deal? Why sign an extension? If you're there that makes no sense. If it's up in 2026, you're under no pressure. Like, what was it? It was to spread the cost of the transfer fee over another year, reduce the cost to Atletico. So it made reduce the cost of what transfer fee? Say that again, Justice. What? Explain that to me, please. And God of Frog says 11 million loan fee for a short 6 months is a madness. It depends. If it helps Chelsea do something, it's not. It's how he performs. If he performs very well for Chelsea, it's not going to be that. The boy signed a death row contract initially for 7 years when he joined, now took an extension after trying to leave last summer, 2026. Yeah, that I don't get. I think he's on his last year by signing the extension and going on loan. They hope to raise his market value and then sell him in the summer. But what will raise his market value is him playing well on his loan spell. That's what raises his market value. Like I said, if he's on fire, then he goes back in a position of power because there's a lot of teams who need strikers. Manchester United need a striker. Arsenal need a striker. Chelsea need a striker. Spurs could need a striker. So that's 4 in the Premier League already. PSG could potentially need a striker. That's 5. Bayern Munich, that's 6. Real Madrid, you could say, even though it's highly unlikely he'll go Real Madrid, I'm just using them as an example. Benzema is not going to last forever. And that's 7. That's all minus Manchester City. That's all the top teams in Europe that you could potentially be going to, or they could potentially want you. But yeah, I don't get it. And yeah, God of Frogs, you laugh, man. Man just LOL'd, when I asked about, what is that? People keep saying that. I don't get it. Yeah, I know it's a Johnny Minerals thing because I've heard of John. Obviously, I've been on streams with Johnny Minerals. The question I'm asking is, what does it mean? That's what I'm asking. I don't know what it means. When people say brown envelopes, I just keep hearing it. The transfer fee from is okay. All right. You should have said F that. I'm saying. But it is what it is. Initially, he didn't want to leave Madrid. It's just him and Simeone issue. But then you're banking on the new manager, one, playing an attractive style of football, two, the new manager wanting you. There's no guarantee the new manager wants JOAO Felix. Have we heard any rumors of who that manager is? Has there been anything? Let us know. And we're just a couple short of 40 likes. Let's get us up to that, people. Let's housekeep. Let's get us up to 40 likes, people. Let's get that up to 40 likes. And subscribe if you're new as well. Make sure you do that because it helps push the channel out and it helps the channel so much if you lot subscribe and like the videos as well. Black Diamond says, see that Ben, why you signed another death row contract, 7 years, you know. That is more understandable because he's young and he's not JOAO Felix. So that I understand more. That's him securing his future on a big bag. Oh, we're over 40 likes. All right, 50. That's it. True Blue says we're at 41 likes. Hey, let's get us up to 50 people. Enrique's been mentioned. All right, well, Enrique won him. What do you want him? Again, you lot continue to get your questions in. Keep them Manchester United related as well. With all this JOAO Felix talk, I forgot we're playing tonight as well against Charlton in the Carabao Cup in the quarterfinal, which is a very important game, and it's a big game as well. It sounds daft saying that because it's a League One side at home in the League Cup, but it's a big game. Today is a big game, and so I will be talking about that shortly. Well, if he's happy there, it's all good. I'm glad United didn't fix him up for Atletico Madrid. Yeah, like I said, we just need to sign somebody else. We need to sign somebody else, 100%. We need to sign somebody else. Like, we need a striker. Because I will be pissed. I will be livid if we don't sign a striker this window. If we don't make 2 signings this window, I'm going to be very annoyed. But if we don't sign a striker, I'm going to be pissed. Because go sign someone on loan for 6 months. Like, it's really not that difficult. It's really not that. I'm not even asking for top class. I'm asking for a squad player. 300 says he has 3 more years of contract. Why the fuck would he sign an extension? What happens if the next manager plays the same haram ball Simeone plays? He has to fire his agent. That's bad advice. There's a lot. I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of what ifs. I'm saying a lot of unknown because we don't know unless he knows who the next manager is going to be, which he could know. He might know who the next manager is going to be and be like, yeah, I like this. Let me stay. It might be that. Where else we got? True Blue says, is Benzema available on the free in the summer? Would United go in for him? If so, is Benzema available on the free? Since when? I didn't know Benzema was available on the free. Since when is he? I had no idea about that. Since when is Benzema available on the free? But no, I wouldn't go in for him at 30. Actually, it depends on the role Benzema wants. I'd take Benzema on a free if he wanted to be a squad player. That's what I would do. I would definitely take Benzema, but I don't know if Benzema wants to take up that role. What does Benzema want to do? Does he want to go back to France and just chill? But Benzema on a free as a squad player would be very, 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 very smart business. Very smart business. Brother Frog said, sign Aubameyang got first. Nah, I'm blessed, man. Black Diamond says, Simeone to Spurs in the summer. You heard it here first. No way are they going to go from Mourinho or whoever was first, from Mourinho to Conte to Nuno. No, so wait. Yeah, it was Conte to Nuno to Mourinho to Simeone. They can't do that. No chance. Nah, no chance. Akil says, go and sign both Weghorst and Depay on loan. I'm with this. I agree with you on this, Akil. Absolutely. Yes. Go and sign these two. Yes. 300 says, I wouldn't mind Aubameyang or Depay. I'm not taking Aubameyang, no. Depay, though, yes. His contract's up and he'll probably retire. Yeah, it makes sense. Like I said, Benzema's done it all. There ain't nothing else for Benzema to do. Or if he was like, yo, what a stint in Manchester and Casemiro talking to him like, yeah, come down, Just saying. Chris says, Madrid usually give 1 year extensions. It's like Modric. They're available, but really they stay at Madrid. All right, fair. I didn't know that. Akil says, from Simeone's Atletico to Todd B's London Cowboys, talk about career choices. We'll see. Depay been linked with a move to Atletico to replace Felix. Fairs. All right, before we continue, all right, we've got up 50. Let's get us up to 50 people. On my screen here, it's saying we're just short of 50 likes. So let's bump that up please, again, continue to get your questions in. It doesn't have to be on the topic at hand. It doesn't have to be about the Manchester United Charlton Cup game today, people. Get your Manchester United questions in for me. It's rare that you get me by myself. Well, you will now. Oh, yeah, that being said, I can talk about that as well. So you'll get ManDem United's Mondays. You get Tuesdays, so you'll get Mondays, 4:30 p.m. You'll get Tuesdays, it'll normally be 5 p.m. You'll also get the show on a Thursday as well. That's from next week, though. You'll get it Thursdays, 5 p.m. I'll probably be by myself. Obviously, Tuesdays with Ivorian, and then Fridays, 5 p.m., I'll be back with Eddie. So you're getting ManDem United 4 times a week, people. So you're getting Mondays, you're getting Tuesdays, you're getting Thursdays, and you're getting Fridays. And that's excluding the crossovers. You're getting crossovers with all the others. You're still getting the United and Arsenal show, the United and Manchester City show, the United and Liverpool show, which will be starting next week, and then United, Chelsea, and Spurs show as well. United got to start moving quick. Targets are leaving their list. We have to. We got to do the business. You lot going in for De Jong again. I have no idea, True Blue. I have no idea whether we're going in for De Jong again. Who would you go for in the summer? Enzo, De Jong, or Bellingham? That's a great question. Who would I go for? De Jong, I'm not really with because I don't think De Jong wants to be here. So I'm like, nah. I'll probably, without watching a lot of Bellingham or Enzo, probably Enzo. Probably Enzo. Because I don't think there's much between Enzo and Bellingham. And I think Enzo will be cheaper because Bellingham going to come with the English tax. So I'll probably go with Enzo. But I rate all 3 of them players. From what I've seen, I rate all 3 of them players. But yeah, I'd probably edge towards Enzo. That's the one I'm saying. Yeah, more so Enzo is what I would say. But right, on to the game. Again, you lot continue to get your questions in as well. Let me know when we get to 50 likes as well, please. So we can just keep hitting these milestones, people. Right, where was I at? What was I talking about? With new owners by summer, we can go for either. Hopefully Black Diamond. Hopefully we get new owners. Because I keep hearing rumors about Manchester United and we being like new owners wanting to buy us, the buy investor, a consortium, this billionaire, this combination of millionaires. Someone got to put the money on the table. Somebody has to put the money on the table. Very, very similar to what I talk about with Manchester United going in for players. If you really want to play, you're going to make a bid. That's what it is. If you really want to play, you are going to make an official bid. Same way, if you really want to buy the football club, you're going to put it together and make an official bid. Someone got to put the money on the table. That's what that is. All right, we've reached 50. All right, next milestone, 60. We'll go 60 people. That is the next milestone. Mods, everyone in the chat, let me know when we get to 60 likes. Chris says, De Jong would be best for Ten Hag, I think. Probably because he knows him. But does Ten Hag, does De Jong want to be here is the question. That is the major problem. Does he want to be here? I don't think he does. I think he's happy in Barcelona. It's not that De Jong doesn't want to play for us, but Barcelona is his boyhood club, so he's trying to make it work. Yeah, he wants to stay there. So let him stay there. Don't beg him. There's other midfielders out there. He's not the only midfielder. Let him stay there. Akil says, if we were smart, we would be going for, I can't even pronounce my man's name, sorry, in this window. It's Ounahi in this window. A very good midfielder for cheap who's press resistant. I would go get Onana. I've said this. I would go and get Onana from Everton. Like, would I get him now? Nah, they probably won't sell him now because they're in a relegation fight. But whether they get relegated or not, I would go and sign Onana. I've seen him a few times. I'm impressed. Wouldn't sign him as a first teamer, but as a squad player, yes. I like him, and I think he'll get better in a better system with better players around him. And he's young. And look at his physical attributes. He's got it. Technically, he's decent as well. And he'd be cheap. I think they signed him. I think someone said, was it 24 million? I think someone said yesterday that they signed him for. Go match that. Go match that. 100%. Go match that. That's what we should do. But will we? I don't know. But at United, don't do. I would just go and sign Onana right now. Everton want Alanga, we can swap him for Onana. That's the thing is, send Alanga there on loan, and then in the summer, look at that and go, all right, here's 50 million and Alanga for Onana. And he adds what we lacking at. Our team's small in terms of height. Our team is, that's why McTominay does play a lot. Because, like, especially from set pieces, like, we're not the tallest team. Like, I think what is the low 6'1", 6'2". Varane is like 6'1". Martinez is below 6 foot. I think Malacia and Shaw are like, I think Malacia is below 6 foot, or if not that, they're 6 foot flat. Casemiro, I think, how tall is Casemiro? At max 6 foot flat. Eriksen is below 6 foot. Bruno's below 6 foot. Rashford's like 6'1", 6'2". Anthony, I'm not sure how tall he is, but he's not like 6'1", 6'2". Martial ain't the tallest either. That's our first team. So we need some height and things of that nature from set pieces. Like set pieces win you games. Set pieces help you win games as well. They're such an important part of the modern day game is set pieces, corners and free kicks, both offensively and defensively. So if you put someone like Onana in the mix, how much you could help us defensively, how much you could help us offensively as well. And I'm not saying, like I said, sign him to start. I'm saying sign him as backup. And he's coming as a squad player. And he's an improvement on what we have. Yeah, Martinez is 5'7", 5'8". So I will go and get. Jez is saying I really like Onana French league, got a decent amount of physical and technical midfielder these days. That's what I will go and get. We live in an athlete's game, people. And yes, I speak about the forward players, but that's all across the pitch. Obviously, you can get away with being non-pace and power and less athletic in other areas, but it still helps to have it. Nobody try to see Onana in the midfield. It's a problem. It's a problem. And like I said, he will get better. What nationality is he? I think he's Belgian. I think he is Belgian. 300 says Barcelona want to play De Jong in the Busquets role, and he's clearly not a Busquets type of profile. He's not going to work at Barcelona. That's his lookout, man. He wants to stay there. That's his lookout. His fiance loves Barca. He purchased a €2 million house, and they're expecting a child soon. So I think De Jong would most likely stay at Barca. So do I. I think so. Akil says, send McTominay to Newcastle for 50 million. They must be crazy to pay that. Replace him with Onana. Spend the rest on a striker. It's not rocket science. Why would Newcastle sign McTominay for 50 million? Why would Newcastle do that? That makes no sense on Newcastle's part. 0 sense. Why would they do that? Why? Big up to Daredevil says, big up Flawless and everyone else. Love from the USA. Looking forward to today's EFL Cup game. Let's win with a good performance. Honestly speaking, not upset with Felix to Chelsea. Big up to you as always, Daredevil. Secondly as well, yeah, I'm not upset with the Felix one, but I will be pissed if we don't sign anybody. But big up. Good to see you here as always. Yeah, he's Belgian of Cameroon and Senegalese descent. All right, big up, Jez. Bless for letting man know. Go Easy says, personally, I'm not a fan of Onana, but I understand you thinking of having height in the midfield. See, this is what I like. People like. Go Easy here has disagreed with me. I'm just pointing this out, but it's respectful. You know what I'm saying? And we can respectfully disagree. And this is the type of thing I like. This is why I like the chat a lot. This is why I fucks with you lot. Because you lot in the chat ain't yes man. But if I say some shit that you lot disagree with, you lot will tell me. And I like that. I don't want an echo chamber here. And I know you lot in the chat won't let that happen. And the co-hosts I have on here definitely won't. Definitely will not let it be an echo chamber here. Absolutely not. But yeah, to me, Onana is a squad option I like a lot. But you still need to go and sign more. 100%. Ronaldo Sanchez was available for 50 million in the summer. I'm not with Ronaldo Sanchez. I'm over that. This ain't 2014 anymore. I'm over signing Ronaldo Sanchez. I'm not with it. Apparently, Newcastle want to sign McTominay. They're ready to pay 40 million. Source, Akil. Let us know the source for that, please. And Black Diamond, this is it. Yes, every position needs to have competition. Facts. Casemiro or Onana, I like that. They're two good options to have. Then it should be Eriksen and not De Jong, but somebody like a De Jong. Let's say it was Enzo, or it was Bellingham, or it was somebody else. Say Eriksen and another good number 6/8. Casemiro or Onana. All of a sudden, we look strong in those positions. And then if Fred or McTominay to stay, they're the fifth option there. Cool. No problem with that. Same way why we need to sign 2 centre-backs. Because Maguire and Lindelof, to me, are not good enough. So it should be Martinez, Varane, 2 centre-backs behind that. And then you keep Lindelof or Maguire as 5th choice, whichever one you want. Let's say it's Lindelof. Because Maguire would probably be easier to sell because of the English tax and him playing well for England and all that type of stuff. So that's what I would say. And then boom, you back that up. Same way with right back, even though Wan-Bissaka has done well, I don't trust him over a long period of time. So you get Dalot, another right back. Then left back, you have Shaw Malacia. Then we sign it. If Donny needs to be let go, you sign a 10 to compete with Bruno. Say it was a James Maddison. Hypothetically, I'm not saying James Maddison, but I'm just using that. Diallo comes back and competes with Anthony on the right-hand side. You got Rashford and Garnacho on the other side. You've got Sancho, Central, Martial, and a new striker. Say it was Harry Kane because that's who we've been linked with. All of a sudden, look at that. It's not going to happen all in one window, but you can put the building blocks and the pieces in place. If we go and sign 4 players in the summer, all of a sudden the squad looks so much better. I forgot about Ndidi, actually. Even Ndidi can fit in our midfield. What do you think, Flo? I would take Ndidi at the right price. As backup to Casemiro, absolutely. Absolutely. Ndidi as a backup DM, I like. Because he's a very similar profile to Casemiro as well. He's a destroyer. Obviously, Casemiro can play more than Ndidi, and he's a better player. But Ndidi makes sense. I probably would just go and raid Leicester and go get Ndidi, Tielemans, and Maddison. That's what I would say. But that's just my personal preference, though. But if you could just go get a trio of them and say, all right, here's AEMs, let's take off free. Well, Tielemans would be a free, actually, because Tielemans is available on a free. So exclude that. Go get Ndidi and Maddison in a package deal. Yeah, AEMs for both. Probably won't happen. It's probably me being very optimistic, me looking at it through red tinted spectacles. But yeah, I'm a Manchester United fan. It is what it is. Just said you should look up. Who's this? Is this Lillian Thuram's other son that you mentioned to me from Nice? Kid has the potential and ability. 6'4" back to back. See, this is why because Jez knows I'm a fan of the physical midfielders. I'm a PMP guy. That's what it is. When it comes to my football, I'm pace and power. When I play FIFA, I look for pace and power players. When I play Football Manager, I look for pace and power players throughout my sides. That's the profile and the criteria I always look for. And obviously, Ten Hag's different. I'm not saying he should go with that, but that's just my personal preference. I'm going to always prefer a DM like Casemiro over a DM like Rodri. But I rate Rodri highly. Old school football, not Fabinho now, but Fabinho 2-3 years ago. Like, class. But my preference, it's probably just because I'm slightly older, my preference is a destroyer as a DM. But I would go and get Ndidi. Ndidi is now highly injury prone. Rodgers recently dropped him, citing his physical condition. Post-injury is not up to the standard. Is that what he said? Well, I reckon Ten Hag could turn him around. I have faith in Ten Hag, and he'd be a squad player here as well, so we'd be less reliant on him. Be a squad player. Come in and play like he played tonight, for instance. You play against Charlton in the League Cup game, and then Casemiro well rested for the derby and stuff like that. Ten Hag won't sign Ndidi. Lack of passing. His lack of passing could be an issue, but then I see him getting a tune out of Wan-Bissaka. Would say Wan-Bissaka wouldn't work, and so far so good as a squad player. Wan-Bissaka's done well since he's coming because we've all been shocked by that. We've all been surprised by that. So I'm looking at it like you got to be smart. Don't know anything about this guy. I've seen his name before. Is it Lema, the CDM who plays for RB Leipzig from the? I've seen his name before, but I don't know anything about him. Yeah, I remember you mentioned him, Jess. He's Marcus Thuram's little brother. Yeah, I remember him. Amberat will be a good choice too. From what I've seen, I do like Amberat. I do. Ten Hag's not PMP in the midfield. Forwards, yes, but he needs that technical ability in the midfield. Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. That's why you have Ndidi next to an Eriksen or Ndidi next to a ball, a ball playing midfielder. That's why. Then it's a mix. Because then what the ball playing midfielder might not be good in transition. That's what Ndidi can do and cover the ground and win the ball back. It's all about a mix. It's all about a mix. Daredevil says, my favorite formation of FIFA in general is for the 4-3-3. How about you, my friend? I play 4. What do I normally play? So it's a back 4, 1 DM, a 10, 2 wingers and a striker. No, 2 wingers and 2 strikers. So it's a 4-1. Is that 4? It's a 4-1-3-2. That's it. Yeah, 4-1-3-2. So a back 4, 1 DM, 1 attacking midfielder, 2 wingers, 2 strikers. I'm very attacking on FIFA. Very attacking. And it's just PMP throughout. Apart from my 10, everyone else is pace and power. I go, all right, let me go get the quickest players. My centre backs, my full backs. My DM has to be able to shift, but you don't have to be the quickest, but you got to be physical. Wingers the same, 2 strikers the same. 100%. I might actually start doing career mode on FIFA, actually. Lehman's going to... Lehman's going Bayern. All right, Fez. Black Diamond says, yep. Pace and power players are in the minority in teams that utilize positional play like Pep, Arteta, and Ten Hag. He's to their own, but I think that's what's currently lacking from City's team. That's a whole different conversation. Ten Hag doesn't mind pace and power players if the player is technically at a good level. Yeah, you have to have a mix. You can't just be pace and power. You have to have some form of technical ability. But if we're looking at squad players, there's a reason they're going to be squad players. You're not going to get a world-class squad player. We are not going to get a Casemiro level as a squad player. That makes no sense. Plus, I don't think that player exists, number one. And two, is that player available? Who is the Casemiro level player we can get in and be back up to Casemiro? Because if you're that level and you're world class, you want to be starting week in, week out, and rightfully so. So you have to go and get players who aren't as good. That's what it is. Like City are the exception to the rule. They've somehow managed to do that and go get all top cast players, and their squad is ridiculous. They have 2 11s. Their second 11 probably finishes top 4. But that's an exception to the rule. That's not normal. That isn't normal. Before we close out, hey, how many likes are we on? Mine's telling me 59. Are we at 60 likes? Are we at 60 likes, people? Let me know. What's going on? Where are we at? Are we at 60 likes? Have you all subscribed, people? Everyone who's watching this live right now or watching this back, are you subscribed to the channel? Don't forget to go follow the Twitch as well. Fan calling show, 11 p.m. tonight. That's open to everybody, people. 11 p.m. fan calling show. If you want to get on the channel, come over to the Sarcasm City TV Twitch at 11 p.m. Call in and you can talk about whatever you want. Only 2 rules is 1, you must have a topic you want to talk about. That's number 1. Number 2, camera must be on, facing forward, because we don't want any wild things. So for those that are camera shy, I apologize, but it's safety protocols. We don't care what you look like. We really, really don't. We let Ryan's stupid face on here. We do not care what you look like. We don't. Brush just came in and said, hell no, we didn't miss out. 9.68 million, 4.5 season loan with, for a half a season loan with no buy option is mental. The player signed an extension at Atletico too. This is just a holiday. We'll probably end up like Higuain, Pato, Quaresma. Jeez. All right, Brush has already said, yo, we didn't miss out. Number 1. Number 2, he's going to be rubbish at Chelsea. Big up to you though, Brush, every single time. Big up to you. Well, so yeah, yes, smash that likes. Yes, we're over 60. All right, 70. That's now the next thing. 70 likes, people. Mine's telling me 63. It's probably slightly behind. Gail's up to 70 likes. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well, people. Don't forget that link is in the pinned comment for the membership as well. Don't forget, Manchester United chart and watch along, which I'm going to talk about in a sec, but that'll be going on 7:45 p.m. It will start on the channel, and then on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch fan calling show at 11 p.m. But let's get into it. Manchester United, Charlton, people, quarterfinal, important game, very important game. I will go out on a limb and say I think it's more important than the Manchester derby on the weekend. And I'm not saying the Manchester derby is not important, because it is, but it's more bragging rights. We're not winning the Premier League. However, we could win the Carabao Cup. Currently, right now, where Manchester United stand in all 4 competitions, the Carabao Cup is our best opportunity at winning a trophy. Yes, Manchester City are still in the competition. Yes, Newcastle are also still in the competition. In the ideal world, we go through, Newcastle go out to Leicester, Manchester City go out to Southampton. However, it probably won't happen, but we can hope. You would have thought Newcastle would have went out to Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup. So we have to target this trophy. I expect Ten Hag to play a strong enough team to get by a League One side. And even if he has some of the first teamers on the bench, have the big guns on the bench just in case it is going wrong. But I'm expecting a good performance from Manchester United and an efficient performance, and expecting a routine home win and treat Charlton like a League One side. That's no disrespect. There's a reason they're in League One. Treat them that way. Then we're into the semi-final. Then we're 3 games away from a trophy. I said from the start of the season, target the Carabao Cup. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. We have to target every single trophy. City's important, yes, but we're not winning the Premier League. This game to me is more important. I'm more invested in this. City, yeah, it's bragging rights. I'm saying it's 100% bragging rights, and for us to get gassed if we do beat Manchester City at Old Trafford. And I want nothing more than to beat them, because too many times they come to Old Trafford and they're comfortable. Look at the game last year. Comfortable. But we need to 110%, 110% get past Charlton today. Shout out to Terry. Let's see what he said. Big up to Terry. Terry said today, if United signed Kane this January, we would win the Premier League this season. Yo, man can hope. I disagree, but each to their own. I don't think we're a Harry Kane away from winning the Premier League this season. I don't think so. I don't think so. Just says 4 likes of 70. Let's get it up, people. Yes, man. Let's get it up to 70 likes, people. Let's do so. Come on, you Red Devils. Let's do this today and progress to the EFL Cup. Yeah, then we're in a semi-final. Then it's two-legged. If we draw anybody bar Manchester City, I'm like, I'm confident of getting to a final. Then I'm confident. When's the last time we've been in a final with confidence? Like, when is the last time we've been genuinely confident going into a final? And not like, is this manager good? Like, I keep saying this, when with Ten Hag in charge, I feel like there's an adult in the room. I trust him to play the right team. I trust him to be proactive whilst the game's going on and not reactive. I trust him to make the correct changes. I've seen him do this the entire summer. The entire season so far. He's super impressed me. I was a fan of Ten Hag anyway, and I was like, I like what I'm hearing, but from watching him and seeing what he's done with his team, and I know how short this squad is, I'm like, I like Ten Hag. I do. So we're legit 3 games away from a final. And the final's in February. And I think that could, if we do get to the Carabao Cup final and we win the Carabao Cup, that could be a catalyst for us to go on and win more trophies this season and the season after and the season after. That could help us go and win the FA Cup. That could help us go and win the Europa League. A lot of these players have not won anything in a long, long time. A long time, these players haven't won anything. A long time. And that can be, Sir Alex Ferguson did it when the whole Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez team, like that whole group, the first trophy they won was the Carabao Cup. And then look what the catalyst off of that was. He three-peated the Premier League. They went on to win the Champions League. Mourinho did it when he was at Manchester United. Won the Carabao Cup, and then went and targeted and then went and won the Europa League. Mourinho did it twice at Chelsea. Pep does it at Manchester City. There is no harm in winning a trophy. It can only be a good thing. There's no downside. There's no downside to going to win the Carabao Cup. There's zero downside to it. Like, go and win a trophy. Because winning can breed winning. It can be a catalyst for going on. Like, when people talk about winning mentality, that's where that comes from. Once you start winning things, it can breed a winning mentality within players, within a team, within a dressing room, within a manager, within a squad. We win trophies every year. It's no accident why Manchester City win trophies all the time and Pep targeted the Carabao Cup. Why Chelsea, under Roman Abramovich, never went longer than 24 months without a trophy. That they knew. They was always close to a trophy at some point. That's where Manchester United need to get back to. And we need to start at the smallest tier. And the smallest tier is Carabao Cup. Go win the Carabao Cup. Then we're still in the FA Cup. We're still in the Europa League as well. And in the FA Cup, like, Newcastle have already gone out. City or Arsenal are going out. Chelsea have gone out. Liverpool or Wolves are going out. All of a sudden, Premier League teams, Everton are out, and there's more Premier League teams. Villa just went out. There's Premier League teams dropping. There's a lot of Premier League teams dropping. I think it's at least by the 5th round. And we got a favourable draw with Reading. We got Reading at home. Lower league opposition at home. That's what you want. Then you're through to the 5th round. And there could be 10 or more. It could be half or more than half of the Premier League sides out. And a lot of the big 6 as well. Like I said, Chelsea are already gone. That's 1. Arsenal or City are already gone. That's 2. Liverpool could be gone. That's 3. Who knows with Spurs? So that's how I'm looking at it. Where are we at? Our next 3 Premier League games are City, Palace, and Arsenal. Come on, United. And that's it, man. Big games. Big games, man. We play City on Saturday, of course. Then it's Palace midweek. And then it's Arsenal the Sunday. Big games. Like, massive games. Like, that's legit what it is. We have to do, we got to do the business. This is why when people say, fixture congestion, when you're in 4 competitions and you want your team competing for all trophies, this is the type of things you have to deal with. This is why the manager, you've heard me say this before, this is why the manager gets paid big money. This is why the players get paid big money to deal with situations like this. Now Ten Hag has to rotate his squad and play players in certain games and not play players in certain games, etc. It's where players now need to step up and put in good performances and get results. Home to City is not an easy game, but we got to do the business. I believe, are we away to Palace or at home to Palace? I'm not sure. But either way, that's not going to be an easy game. Arsenal away, not going to be an easy game. They're top of the league for a reason. Not going to be an easy game. And Jez is saying it there as a Spurs fan. I'm willing to finish 10th at this point if Conte focuses all in the FA Cup. And I'm still said, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League. We should. I'm not saying we will win all three. I don't think we win all three, but we should target all three. Because when I look at those competitions, there's no one to fear. Europa League, there's nobody I fear. That doesn't mean we can't get beat. That doesn't mean I don't respect teams. Context matters. In a lot, we could get injury crisis, and that crumbles our whole season. And it adds on to the original point of why we need to go and sign players in this window, specifically a striker. However, Europa League, I think we should get past Barcelona and we should win that competition. FA Cup will be tough. Obviously, City are still in there. So they could go out to Arsenal, but let's say City, Arsenal in there. That's not going to be easy. Same way with the Carabao Cup, City and Newcastle are still in it. If we were to draw City in the semi-final or Newcastle in the semi-final over 2 legs, that's not easy. But again, we can't praise the manager and praise the players and then fall short against the best teams. Now, you have to be. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And that's not always the case because sometimes you get favorable draws in cup competitions. But I don't fear Manchester City. I don't fear them anymore. I'm like, could they beat us? Yes. Are they favorites for the game on Saturday? Yes. Are they favorites if we draw them in the Carabao Cup? Yes. But that doesn't mean we can't beat them. You've seen Everton go there and get a draw. Doesn't mean we can't beat them. I don't fear anybody, but I respect Manchester City and I know what they can do. And if they turn it on, long day. It can be a very, very long day. Very long day. Daredevil says, I don't understand that why people combine the idea of playing beautiful football and not winning. Teams can play beautiful football and win trophies. It's a mix. You can play beautiful football and win trophies, but sometimes you have to be a little bit more pragmatic. This goes back to being smart. And when the Chelsea fan in the chat just before was talking about JOAO Felix picking up the harder task. Don't make things harder than it has to be. Sometimes play pragmatic football. Sometimes play. I've seen Sir Alex Ferguson, who we all praise, myself included, for playing beautiful football. I've seen him go and play 4-5-1 and play defensive and play Phil Neville in midfield or John O'Shea in midfield. I've watched him do this because it made sense at that time and it got him the correct results. And that's why he was the most successful manager of the modern day era and the GOAT, because he was smart enough to do that. Sometimes bop teams off the park and win 4-5-6-0. But then sometimes you're like, look at the team, you're away from home, hit teams on the counter attack. We used to do it to Arsenal all the time. It's a regular thing. We used to do to Arsenal all of the time, like when Arsenal kind of fell off. Give them the ball. They used to come to Old Trafford and have 60-65% possession, but we win the game 2-0, 3-1. So that's what it is. It's a mix. It's different. It's horses for courses. It's different strokes for different folks. It's not one size fits all. It's not a hat. It's not one size fits all, people. Even though this hat, you can change it at the back, but some hats and some caps are one size fits all. Football's not like that. You have to change your approach and go like, all right, what's best to beat this team? Same way with boxing. Styles make fights. Or UFC, for anyone who's a combat sports fan, whether it's boxing, whether it's UFC, know that. Styles make fights. So you might have a counter puncher. You may have a boxer puncher. You may have a brawler. You may have an unorthodox fighter. You may have an orthodox fighter. You don't fight them all the same. I'm saying you don't fight everybody the same. Counters against Arsenal hit like crack. Oh, facts. Facts, Chris. Facts. Yeah, exactly. Ads. Because we had hella injuries and he played. It was Raphael and Fabio played on the wings. And the midfield, I believe, central midfield was O'Shea and Ji-Sung Park. I think was playing central midfield. And I think Welbeck was up front. I think Jones playing right back and Smalling playing centre back, I think. Something crazy like that. But yeah, I do remember that game. I do. But yeah, final few questions in. There's over 60 of you lot still locked in. How many likes we at? Mine's telling me just under 70. So get out to 75 people. Mine's telling me 67. Let's bump up them likes, people. Let's bump up them likes. Subscribe to the channel as well. And make sure you follow Sarcasm City TV across all socials as well, plus myself. The links for all of that is underneath in the description, people. You can find all of my socials underneath in the description. All the Sarcasm City TV socials underneath in the description. Carefree Lewis G, make sure you go subscribe to my brother. His channel is underneath in the description as well. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check it out. Where we Daredevil says lineup for today's game will be interesting, especially with the Manchester derby coming up this Saturday. Very interesting. Is Dalot fit? What's going on? Is he still injured? What injuries do we have? Minus Donny. I know Donny's injured. That's one. Who's injured? Because I could see him playing. He could play a weaker side today, but it should be good enough to get past Charlton. I could see him going with Wan-Bissaka, Malacia, Lindelof, Maguire. I can see that as the back four. Then they'll probably play Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, Anthony, Rashford, Martial. Because we can't really rotate. We cannot really rotate. Maybe does he play? I don't see him dropping it because Casemiro or Eriksen. Does he really want to go with McTominay and Fred, even though they should be good enough to bypass these? They should be. And then you have Casemiro and Eriksen on the bench. Or do you play them for 60 minutes, kill the game, and then bring them off? Maybe. I don't know. Because that any team we put out should be strong enough to beat Charlton. This is what I'm saying. You making a full 11 change tonight or keeping a few key players. Even though I said, this is going to sound dumb, even though I said this is the bigger game, City's definitely the tougher game. So I probably would make wholesale changes. Dalot played the last game, did he? Only injuries, Sancho and Donny. All right. I probably would make wholesale changes. I'd probably put McTominay and Fred out there. Bruno. Would I play Anthony? Yeah, I probably would, because I really don't like Alanga. I'd probably play Anthony. Rashford I would play, just because he's in form. And then Martial, we have to. I'll probably go with that front three, which is our best front three, I think. Bruno in the 10. But then I'd switch the midfield pivot and the back four. But that's just me, though. Even though I said this is the bigger game, the tougher game, City. So that's personally what I would do. I go De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Malacia as my fullbacks. Centre backs, I would go with Maguire and Lindelof. I go with McTominay and Fred in the pivot, Bruno in the 10, Anthony right, Rashford left, Martial up front. That's what I would go with. And then once we kill the game, I get Rashford off the pitch. I get Martial off the pitch. I get Anthony off the pitch. I get our forward three off the pitch. That's what I would do. And Garnacho, Alanga, and somebody else. I don't know. I'm not sure. Or maybe give Dalot a run out, actually. If Dalot's fit, I play Dalot for 60 minutes. That's what I would say. Paul says, I'm really not sure about Felix, how he will do in the league next Di Maria in the league, hopefully. Well, he's only here for 6 months and he's at Chelsea, but we're going to be watching closely. Again, is he fit for the game? Let me know, people. Is he fit for the game? Not fit for the game, sorry. Is JOAO Felix, when is he available for Chelsea? Because I actually want to watch him and see how he does. Thought Malacia picked up an injury in the last game, though. Did he? News to me. Do you think it's about time we give Kobbie Mainoo a game? He's so highly rated and looks a complete midfielder. I would love to see him play in the first team. I would like to see some of our youngsters be given a go. But Ten Hag seems reluctant. And I do, even though I disagree with it, I understand. Because I think he's trying to get the senior players and get the squad tightly knitted and get his system in. And he doesn't want to bring youth players in and throw them in under a lot of pressure. Oh, Bruno's out. Who plays in the 10 then? I'm not sure. Ten Hag got a headache. Got a selection headache. I don't know who he plays. I legit don't know. I'm not sure who he plays. I don't know. I'm unsure. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to close out, people. Have we hit 70 likes before we close out? I'm not sure how old Kobbie Mainoo is. I'm not sure. Not sure. But have we hit 70 likes, people, before we close out? So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to keep banging on about that. It is road to 5K on the channel. Don't forget as well, we're back here 7:40 p.m. 7:40, not 7:45, 7:40 p.m. We are back here for the Manchester United versus Charlton Carabao Cup watch along right here on the channel. So I'll be here in the building. Mataza will probably be in the building. Eddie will probably be here as well. And then after that, that's the content done on the YouTube for the day. But on the Twitch, people, on the Twitch, Sarcasm City Sports fan calling show, and it's open to everybody. So make sure you get over to the Twitch. You've been asking for it. I did say I'm going to at least give you one once a week, people. Once a week, you will get one. So yeah, 11 p.m. on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Download the Twitch app for free, people. You sign up for free. The same way you watch and comment on YouTube, it's the exact same on Twitch. And you should be over on the Twitch anyway, because if you're a fan of Sarcasm City TV, you're not getting all the content. You're not getting all the content if you aren't over on the Twitch. Yeah, it's probably Eriksen in the 10. Nah, I'm not playing Fred in the 10. Absolutely not. Not Fred in the 10. Maybe Eriksen, but again, that's his selection headache. That's his selection headache. But love, get your final few questions in, people. Final couple questions before I close out. And let me not forget as well, I'm on Never a Foul. I believe we're live 6:30 p.m. and then 7:15 p.m. I'm on Big Six Bands. So doing a couple of cameo appearances. That's Never a Foul podcast at 6:30 p.m. Shout out to that. Shout out to Kaz, the whole Never a Foul gang. And then Big Six Bands at 7:15 p.m. Obviously with my done months. So make sure you head over there, people. I know it's a lot of promotion, but there's a lot going on. I told you the work rate, and you'll get more content in 2023. Like someone said to me earlier, I forgot. I was like, yo, 2023, your year, brother. That's what I'm attempting to do. But yeah, we're going to close out, people. We've hit 70 likes, so congrats to you lot. Don't forget as well, ManDem United, you get them Mondays, 4:30 p.m. Mondays, 4:30 p.m. Tuesdays, 5 p.m. with myself and Ivorian. You'll get it on Thursdays from next week, though. 5 p.m. you'll get the ManDem United. And then Fridays, 5 p.m. myself and Eddie. So you're getting 4 ManDem Uniteds a week. 4. And that's not including the spin-offs. So the Manchester United, Manchester City show, Manchester United, Arsenal show, the Manchester United, Liverpool show, which will be starting next week. And of course, the Manchester United, Chelsea and Spurs show. And they're all fortnightly as well. El Padrino says, keep up the work rate, G. Big up. Monts and Kaz are brothers. Yeah, man, 100% Black Diamond, 100%. YG just says, big up. Come on, United. Big up. Thanks for the show. Have you ever seen a transfer arrive at United Flawless? No. It's too cold to be out there looking at a transfer arriving. I've watched it from my home. But big up to you, Paul. All the members as well. Any members, if you're a Sarcasm City soldier or general, so if you're a soldier or a general, shout me, because I need to get you lot on the Twitch. So Chris, Paul, I know you man are members. I'm not sure what level you man are at, but if you're a soldier or a general, drop me a message, either at me on Twitter or DM me on Instagram. And if you lot, obviously it's a part of the perks is coming on members Q&As. And of course, if you're a general, the YouTube Q&As as well. So let me know. Battle of the North is great content. Can't wait until Hossam realizes Liverpool not finishing above United. You got to smoke him. He was just doing hella reaching yesterday. Pure reaching. That's how I know we in his head. That's how I know. That's how I know we in his head in that. I know we in his head. He wants to talk about United more than he does Liverpool. Because he knows that's why he's reaching. Oh, you're just signing players from the Dutch league. Yeah, but it's working. It's working. Like, hey, man, because he knows the season's over. Like, they gonna beat Real Madrid. Man's a comedian. But again, like I said, members, shout me. If you're a general, if you're a soldier or higher, so if you're a soldier or a general, definitely shout me, 100%. I'm trying to get this merch sorted for you lot, but it's proving more difficult. But I'm gonna talk to my people. I'm gonna get some help. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some help because I need some assistance. But love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.